refer to whenever I want to of different items. That way I kind of have a reference point. So let's start with shelter. Shelter varies. Like I said, I'll either carry a tent, and this tent does get smaller, I just stuffed in the bag. Or this is my Grand Trunk Skeeter Beater hammock with a tarp. Those are typically the two that I go back and forth from. I like the hammock better just for my area. I don't have a whole lot of even ground around here. I've got a lot of swampy type area. A good thermal rest pad. This is a 3/4 length Pro Plus. I really like this one. This one's been doing really well for me. So there we gotta have our shelters. You could also incorporate a bivvy, which I don't really like too much, but it works. So tent, some sort, or a hammock, some sort of sleeping shelter. The other thing I have is my this is just a Gander Mountain 30-degree bag. Packs down really small. I've got it airing out here, so it's not packed up. But one thing I also carry is a if you're going to carry an air pad, carry a patch kit for it. It's $9 to have one of those patch kits, but it's definitely worth it. If this pops, you'll have a miserable night. Along with that shelter and sleeping, a good hat for sleeping at night, and just a bag to keep it in. Some sort of, I use a Under Armour gear, a winter long sleeve. That works well. And then, so that's kind of my sleeping. I don't use the bottoms, my feet never get too warm or anything, so, or get too cold. Along with that, clothing. Clothing typically varies, you know, if you're going to be cold weather or warm, whatever. I'll either carry a sweatshirt or like a fleece outer garment. I've got one that has a waterproof layer over the top of a fleece. I prefer that one better. But I'll also use that as a pillow. And also for your footwear, I like these Cool Max hiker socks. Work really well. It's almost like having an extra, these thicker socks, it's like having an extra insole on your shoe, really comfortable. And I also use the kind of the silk type wicking under sock. These work really well. So I'll normally carry two of those, 2 pairs of these, and then undergarments I'll wear. Bring 2 of those. So then moving from shelter, we're going to move to tools. And like I said, typically I never carry all these. Very rarely. But a good pair of gloves if I'm in an area where I'm going to be processing wood. A good axe. This is a Gransfors Brook hunter's axe. I always carry a good bushcraft knife. I prefer a good quality knife over like a razor blade for all. You know, some guys use those little ultralight razor blades for a knife. I prefer just to have the real thing. Same with my fire lighter. I've got a blast match here. I really like that, and it is a little more weight, so it's not ultralight. But you know, some guys like redundancy in their kit. I don't. I like to have one good quality item that I can keep track of versus several cheap items that are smaller just to have redundancy. I'd rather have one good quality fire starter or knife. Saw. This is just a Fiskars saw. It works pretty good. I really don't like the saw that much. My background is a carpenter, so I'm used to swinging a hammer. So an axe, I love an axe. These little saws, I'm not too fond of, but they have their place. Next we have a headlamp or some sort of light. I carry these. This has like a 45-hour run time. It also has a little LEDs, so you get longer. And it's got 3 AAAs in back, so it's a little beefier headlamp. It's not your little Petzls, but it lasts a long time. Good, pretty reliable. And spare batteries. And also when you're storing these, flip your batteries in reverse in the back so they don't burn out on you. Alright, and then also what I consider tools, good map and compass. You need to know your area, especially if you're going to be putzing around like I do. I like to explore. I keep a good Lancic compass. This is a Kaminga. Or a GPS. I lean towards the compass because the batteries never die in that one. Next we have hygiene kit and toiletries. I prefer diaper wipes. They're multi-use. I can use them for TP and I can use them for a lock sack bag, and I can use them for cleaning out my camp cookware. Otherwise, I'll carry just some deodorant. I like these little wisp toothbrushes. You can get 2 uses out of them if you really clean them out, and carry some toothpaste. But some Q-tips, dental floss, taken out of the container. Chapstick, a little microfiber towel, ShamWow. They're not that great, but they work. All in a lock sack bag. I keep them. I also carry just an assortment of spare Ziploc bags and lock sack bags. Multiple uses there. Small first aid kit. My first aid kit, the way I set mine up is there's some like antiseptic balm here. It works for bug bites or cuts. And inside here I've got stuff geared more towards big injuries or bleedings. Like I've got some quick clot, some heavier pads and stuff like that. I don't really worry about the little stuff. I want to be prepared for the bigger stuff. If I fall and rip my ankle open or something, or I'm bleeding, I want to be able to take care of it. So we've got first aid kit, cook kit. You've seen the video on this. If not, go back and look at it. This is my titanium 700 milliliter mug. I really like this, and it's small. I mean, this is my whole cook kit here. I'll add a squishy bowl to the outside of this once in a while. Depends what I'm doing. With the aluminum versus the aluminum spork is lighter than the titanium one in this model anyway. So I've got the aluminum, and it's cheaper. I will filter my water. In my area, I've got tons of water sources, so I just filter it, and I really don't carry much water. I'll put maybe a liter or 2 in my water bladder and just keep filling it up. So for me, I'm lighter by carrying this versus a lot of water. So that's what I use. I use a Katadyn Pocket. Very nice little water filter. This will do 13,000 gallons. So this will last me a long time. Then moving along, I've just got a little, what I call a junk drawer bag. Got some ace bandage that won't fit my first aid kit, and just some spare rope, and whatever else needs to go in there will get tossed in there, like the different stuff. Camp shoes. I've got a pair of Crocs, pretty light, that I take. I don't like wearing sandals. I just never have. So I don't take those too often unless I know I'm going to be bumming around camp a lot. Otherwise, I don't have them out. But I've got a pair of neoprene waterproof socks that I use for my in and out of the tent around the camp. They're just, I love them. They keep your feet dry, and there's no, and they're light and small, and they just work. So, and they're easy enough to get on and off as you're getting in and out of the tent. For survival items, carry my poncho, just a 50-cent throwaway poncho. When I use it, I throw it away. My kind of first aid kit in a lock sack bag. But I've got some cotton balls with Vaseline, some wet fires, paracord, signal mirror, a better emergency blanket. I don't like those Mylar ones. This is a Adventure Medical Bivy one. Fresno lens for fire starting or seeing cuts and scrapes and stuff. A couple band-aids there, so I do have some. And then just some tissue for lighting fire or whatever else I need for. Along with that, I've got an emergency bivy, a chapstick, some spare batteries. And then I'll either carry, I'm in bear country, there's lots of black bear, so I'll either carry a firearm, like my handgun, which I don't too often, it's just not needed, and it's heavy. But what I'll typically carry is a foghorn. This works really well for wild animals. They hate getting blasted in the ear with that. So that's a good item to carry. It's like $4 at Walmart in the boat section. And you can get refillable canisters. But that's what I carry for my bear deterrent. If they want me that bad, they can eat me. But let's see. Oh, bug spray. It should be over here. I like these little containers of bug spray. Since I'm around a lot of swampy areas, the bugs are just, they'll kill you and drag you away. I typically don't need anything more than 40% DEET. They'll leave me alone with that. But these are only good for 2 to 3 uses, so make sure you have enough for as much as you're going to be using it for. So about 1 day is about all you really get out of one of these. You know, if you're putting it on 2 or 3 times a day. So keep that in mind. But they're nice and small. They're the size of a pen. Otherwise, like I said, a good pack to carry it in. I got my water bladder in here. And then food. Just got some examples here. Cliff bars work really well. Ramen noodles. What I'll do with my ramen noodles, I've got some dehydrated turkey, and I'll do about a half a cup of that with the ramen noodles. Makes a really good lunch. or snack even. But let's see. Oh, hiking shoes. What I will do with hiking shoes, if it's going to be wet out, I'll wear the hiking boots, or if I know I'm going to be off trail. If I'm just on a well-marked trail, I'll just use some hiking shoes. These are high-tech shoes. I've had really good luck with these, and they're only about 20 bucks. So it's a good value, price value. I've got a pair I'm wearing now that I've had for over a year. For boots, I have not had good luck with hiking boots. They just don't seem to last that long. So what I've done is I've gone to work boots. This is a pair of Wolverine work boots, non-steel toe. They gotta be soft toe. Saves on the weight. And these are 100% waterproof. And they're cheaper than typical hiking boots, and they last a whole lot longer.